you guys, so jumping right into the video, we have our Christmas reindeer sweater on, as well as brows and foundation already done. First, we are going to be picking up the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. We're gonna mix this peachy shade and a more pinky shade, and we're gonna give our nose a little bit of contouring, a little bit more definition. We're gonna run that exact same peachy color here on our cheeks, and then we're switching over to the Sugarplum Pro palette where I have this really pretty like lavender, like super pearlescent shade, which I am going to top that peach with to give our cheeks a little bit more of a sheen. I want it to be so shimmery we almost look like we're glowing, because ethereal beings glow. I'm gonna pick up just a little pinch of this purple shade from the Juvia's Place Zulu palette. I'm gonna run that across the back of my upper cheekbones as well as across the temple. Basically, I just want it to make a really pretty gradient and kind of serve as like our contouring, but like magical contouring, because normal contour isn't purple. I mean, I guess it could be. I'm not stopping you. I'm running a little bit more of that shimmer shade just on the high points of my cheekbones as well as across my little nosy. Again, we're going for glow. So for our eyes, today we're gonna be building a halo eye, and the first shade that we're using is what I can only call a Barbie pink from that Jaclyn Hill palette. Speaking of Barbie pink, you guys need to know that growing up, my favorite movie was Barbie as the Nutcracker. I loved it. I loved it so much, and that's exactly what I'm thinking about and what I was thinking about while I was filming this. So you can see that like a normal halo eye, we're buffing that color into the inner corner and then the outer corner, and we're leaving the middle quite blank. And we're actually like exaggerating the proportions that we would normally do for a traditional beauty look because we are going to be a fantasy character. We're gonna follow that exact same shape, but with our second color, which is more of this like plummy pink. So for a halo eye, it means the lightest or brightest color is concentrated right here in the center. In order to keep that rather sharp, I'm taking a little bit more P. Louise base, and I am just going to tap that in the very center. And I'm taking a pinky reflect color and I'm gonna tap that right on top of that P. Louise base. Moving on to the lower lashes, we're following up with those exact same colors that we used on the top, but just on the bottom, running it messily along. And then we are filling in our waterline with this neon pink eyeliner. I love this stuff, but it stains for like a week. That's kind of dramatic, but it does stain. For a little bit of added drama in this look, I decided to use the Morphe Vitamin C liquid liner because I like how like vivid blue it is. And then I don't own a white mascara, but I do own a lash primer from Milk Cosmetics, and I thought it would just be kind of cute and almost like snowy to just run that across my lashes as is and let that serve as like my lashes for this look. I bought these little gems at Michael's. My favorite thing to do is walk down the clearance aisle and buy everything that's cheap, thinking that eventually I'm gonna glue it to my face. Well, in this case, it worked out. I am about to glue them to my face. But first we're gonna add a little bit of dots. You guys know, if you follow me on Instagram or in any of like my more creative makeup looks in general, I just love dots. I think they're so pretty. I think they add a lot of texture. And so I'm picking up the Morphe white liquid liner and just adding some of those in the inner corner as well as in the outer corner of the eye, and kind of like flicking that shape out and back towards my temple. And then we are gonna glue on those gems and pop a little bit of a shimmer on our inner corner just so that it stands out. I'm using this super vibrant Barbie pink liquid lip, and then I'm taking a little bit of a white liquid lip and tapping that right here in the center so that I can kind of melt those in together and kind of make it look like a pretty ombre. Moving on to the Sugarplum necklace, which is the final detail of our Sugarplum fairy. So Sugarplums are kind of bulbous, shimmery, and that's pretty much it. I decided to use two different colors. I used more of like a port wine color and then more of like a berry color, and I created little spheres in the shape of pearls, but like much bigger than pearls, obviously, here on my neckline to kind of serve as our sugar plums. When I was done filling those in, I went back to that same eyeshadow palette we were using earlier, and I picked up 2 shimmer shades, each corresponding to the base color that we put down, and I made them pretty sparkly. That is something that I did like about them when I googled sugar plums, because I don't know about you guys, but I didn't grow up eating sugar plums or really knowing what they looked like or anything like that, and I was surprised how like bulbous they were. I don't know, I guess I was expecting something a little bit more delicate. But anyways, I filled these in with their corresponding shimmers, and then I picked up a white paint to add a little bit more detail. So in a lot of the reference pictures that I found online, they almost seem to be like crystallized in a way. So I went in to add texture to these with a series of little white dots and also a couple of strokes just to provide like a sheen or to be like the reflection of light since it is on a sphere, which I thought gave it an appropriate amount of texture. If I was going for a more realistic approach, I probably would have taken a stipple sponge to do these dots as opposed to hand painting them, but I thought that this went just fine with the aesthetic of the look. I added my lavender wig and then also this headdress that I made for a photo shoot. So I added a lavender wig, and then I actually made this headdress a couple of weeks ago to do a photo shoot with a photographer friend of mine. Taylor, if you're watching this, you're amazing. And that is pretty much it.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of fun for me to sit here and create for you. I'm always a fan of getting to glue things to my face. If you're not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can be notified every time I post a new video, which is every Monday and Friday at 1 p.m. and occasionally on Wednesdays when I do things like series or if I just have some like extra time, because I love doing this. It's so much fun. I hope you guys are having a very fun, safe, healthy day, and Merry Christmas in July.